Okay. So, I yesterday happened to see a little news clip of about a teacher who was mandated or told that she needed to take down a sign in her classroom that said, "All are welcome." I actually watched it again because I kind of could not believe it. That'll be the day, folks. That'll be the day that somebody is going to mandate that I cannot have a sign in my classroom that says "all are welcome." Thankful, one, I work in a school district where the admin and the people I work alongside inside the school buildings and our families all support us and think that that's wonderful. What's not so great is we do have sort of a situation going on in our with our school board and elections coming up. It's very similar to actually how I feel about when the national election was happening. It's just the hateful rhetoric is just unbelievable. But and that's definitely something I'm going to be exploring. How to verbalize that, and probably might be speaking at our school board meeting coming up here too. But I'm really hoping like that my school district would not, even the school board would not ever try, or the community, to try to mandate me or any other teacher to take down a sign that says "all are welcome." That's one bridge too far for this lady. And I'll tell you what, I promised my mom and dad that I would stay respectful during this entire process, even though what has been spewed and the injustice that has been done by the verbiage and the rhetoric again, and the hatefulness and the untruths about things that are going on in our schools with the people that I work alongside, the people that I can only speak for myself. I know I am a teacher. I know I'm a really good teacher, and I know that there's probably over 150 families in my school district just since in these last 4 years that would tell you I'm a really good teacher, and that they felt like their child knew that they were cared about, loved, safe, all the things. And by the way, that now is being even put into that scares me. Because is that social emotional learning? Social emotional learning, SEL? Is that DEI? Because then I'm out of a job. Because that's my whole purpose at my grade level. I'm one of the first employees at our district that gets to meet these families. And for sure, for most of these kids, the very first adult that they learn to trust outside of their home, the very first thing that I need to do is establish a relationship, figure that kiddo out, because all of a sudden they're dropped off and they're 4 years old and they need to know that they're safe and cared about. How am I going to do that without using any sort of social emotional language? Like, how shall I do that? What should I do at parent-teacher conferences when 75% of the families are telling me about what's going on with their kid at home? What's happening? They're having meltdowns. They won't go to the bathroom. This, and this. Well, I know the answers. Is that DEI? No, that would be more social emotional learning. Me explaining to them that it's perfectly normal. Here's what you can do. Here's what's happening. It's happening in lots of other families. Oh, guess I can't do that, right? I'm not going to be able to promise families anymore that their child is going to be thoughtfully placed with a teacher, an adult each year that has their best interest at heart. Is that social emotional learning? If so, I don't even know. I don't even know who I am anymore. I don't know, because my identity as a teacher is gone if I'm not allowed to do those things. And I'm definitely going to explore a lot more of that, because, like I said, that's not happening. And it's not like I'm just going to quit before I take the poster down. Well, that probably would be the case. But there would be a whole lot of talking, chatting. Unfortunately, we don't get to have a teachers union here. So there has to be a whole lot more research about what I can say, when I can say it, what hours I can say it. But I'll just say this, please, in any district, before you make a vote for who is going to make decisions about the staff and the people that work with these kids, with your kids, with the kids in your community, with the future of the world, please do your research. See how they're treating people. See what the morale is like. Find out. How about get on that volunteer list? Come on into a classroom. So before you're outside of a classroom and you've not been in one since you were a student, how about hold your opinions and your hatefulness? Come on in. That's not a threat. It's an invitation. Come on in. See what we do. See how we could change. We're open to conversation, just not really loving the hate and the feeling strangled by just the idea that if we speak or somebody stands up for anybody that we're not going to have a job or that we're going to be attacked on social media, because it's happened. But I guess, you know what? I'm my dad's daughter. And when you see, it's not just me, people around you, their lives being negatively affected at their job that they're giving everything for, and then at the end of the day, if a teacher in our town is nominated for like a dozen cupcakes, that post, check it out. Check out the community Facebook page. It's not everybody, just a few. Literally. And parents of kids I taught, the things that they say, it's like somebody nominates somebody, that teacher says something, and then 3 comments down, somebody decides to just get their, can you imagine living your life always feeling that aggressive? Always just being ready to just attack? It has to be exhausting. It has to be exhausting. But here's where it stops for me. At 0 point is somebody sitting on any sort of board or anywhere going to tell me that I don't know about kids and what they need and that I'm a good teacher. That's how that goes. There's very few things that I'm that confident about. And I'm pretty much willing to do whatever it takes. I will not back down from the idea that I need to be able to say in my classroom with 4 and 5-year-olds, well, I think I might just attach a video, one, about a thing that I used to do back in the day with Gillette Children's Hospital and the Children's Miracle Network and Joe Mauer and, gosh, a bunch of other people, professional athletes, and a little movie they made about my son who has special needs, and like the whole campaign and everything that I did. And my whole purpose was going around and teaching kids how to be kind to kids that are different, because how do they know how to do that unless they're exposed to it? So am I out of job? Is that where we're headed? You watch this video and tell me that this just isn't a thing anymore, and that your kid watching this is not okay, or that it somehow damages them, because this is DEI, folks. I'm also going to attach a video that I made, like maybe after my second year here in the spring, after our registration for the smallest families, and I sat down and I didn't know what I would do with it. I think I did post it on my little teaching page on YouTube. But it just went on and on about how proud I was to work at our district. This was just 2 years ago, because they cared about kids and they believed that I knew best, and that I had proven and earned the right for my opinion, my take, my knowledge, my vision for these kids is the right one. They believe in me, that I am the right adult for these kids. I believe it. The parents believe it. They have to believe it, or think about just the simplest thing. We have to practice evacuating our classroom. With more than 20 kids at a time sometimes, I have to try to teach at the beginning of the year in September, over 20 kids at a time, that when I'm going to say something, and then they're going to have to go through our classroom window and onto the playground. And then, oh, guess what? Just run, guys, just run, and we're all going to meet at that big building. Are they going to listen to me? Are they going to go home alive to their parents if they don't trust me, if they don't know that I care about them? I mean, my gosh, every single conference, I tell those parents, I am the right adult for your child. My students, when they line up from recess, I count them, and I say, why am I counting you? And they say, you're keeping a promise to their families. I promised their families that they would come home safe. How can I do that without using social emotional language? I mean, it's like the new buzzword. Do you even know what it means? Come on in. Come on in and work a lunch duty with Miss Deb. Come on in and see what some kids have for lunch. Or come on in and see how happy a kid is because you sat down and read them a book. Those are all called quality time, making connections. That's all social emotional learning. And if that's out, I'm out. But guess what? I'm not going out very lightly. if you are a parent or a family of somebody that I taught, and if you believe this strongly, will you comment here? Will you somehow show? Because I feel like our district and the voters in our district and this community, I'm going to post this. They need to know that it's important. Can someone please say that their child somehow benefited from the sort of teacher I was, where almost all of everything I do, I'm a sieve at this age level to find out which families need more resources, which dad works through the night so that his kid hasn't been here. I'm going to call. I'm going to find out, oh, they work during the night. They have a hard time getting here. Did you know you could take the bus? Oh, you just had your whatever baby. Dad just lost his job. The little girl's told me that she's had cereal for 5 days in a row, and how else should I know that? And the family's still feeding her, but that she wants real food. That happens all the time. What should we do? That's not equal. It's not equal for one kid to come well fed and one kid not. It's nobody's fault. But how are we supposed to meet the standards that everybody says we're not meeting academically? We're not doing that, I guess. How are we supposed to do it all? Give us a break. Cool it down. Cool down the rhetoric. Meet us at the table. Use your words. Be kind. Lead with kindness. Although it seems like this is so easy for me to do, it is. I don't mind talking out loud. I never thought I would have to do it to adults that are in a community for the staff and people that are taking care of the kids in their community. Why? It's like people that were surprised back in the day, 8 years ago, when my ex-husband and I split initially, and he got into a wonderful, wonderful relationship. People are like, isn't that terrible? Isn't that awful? No. Why would I do that? If I can't be with my kids, why would I not want to love, support, nurture, give whatever I need to the person that is? It's not always gonna work, and it's not always easy, but we have so clearly so many people that care and are invested in our community. I can't get on board with the hate, but I for sure will not get on board with being mandated to change the sort of teacher that I am and that I know that these kids need, and that I will fight to the end to defend my right to be that teacher and to do that and to have that sign up. So, I hope that the people that see this, if you are able to vote, unfortunately so many of us don't live in the district. If you're able to vote, I just beg you to do your research, not necessarily about the I don't know anything. I don't know stuff about referendums and fiscal planning, and I don't pretend to. But how can we even get to the table? I wanted to talk at a school board meeting. No way. I would get eaten alive. In our town, if you get nominated for a free pizza because, nominate your free teacher, you're toast in our community. Like I said. So we all just kind of, not everybody, I can't speak for everyone. It blows my mind. I work at a golf course here in Hammond. I've worked here for a long time. I was a bartender, waitress. I've had to have 2 jobs, never complained because I love being a teacher. It's worth it. But in this community and in every other community I've witnessed, like if a teacher or a coach or a staff member walks in somewhere, it's exciting. Kids think it's exciting. Families think it's exciting. Their friends. What is happening? We're missing out on stuff. We're missing out on great opportunities. Number one, to build our small community from within, with staff and teachers after school and on weekends and things. I know I'm so simplistic, I guess. It's like, Pollyanna-ish. But that part is Pollyanna-ish, but here's the part that's not. Again, I will not stand for outside people to mandate what I can and cannot have on my walls when it comes to something like all are welcome. Try it. The final straw for me finally saying something was that I have triplet 18-year-old boys. And we were all we were all in the same room last night for like 20 minutes, and I just sat back and thought, man, this is the life. This is the life. This is what your whole life is about, is having good kids that want to be at home and want to whatever. And how did they get there? Because I taught them that. Values, empathy, all the things. They have to learn it here too, but they need to see it other places. I can't give them every experience. I can't do it. I can't do it. And at the end of the day, if I ever found out that they were working somewhere or giving their all somewhere, and I found out that the environment that they were encased in around, not our admin friends, not the people I work with, the outside people who actually aren't in our classrooms, is so hateful, I would absolutely say, you need to either stand up or shut up or get out. And this is me standing up, and I hope that there's other people that are brave enough to stand up. It's not easy, especially right now in this national climate, but like where we're at with our election coming up, and like I said, just the hate and the misinformation that has been spewed. People are watching this, they're going to think that I was put up to this and whatever. Absolutely not. Like, how ridiculous. If you know me, this is just me. But I would just love it so much if you could comment on how either me or someone, how it greatly impacted your child or you, or changed your life, and why we can't just not have that language anymore. How we're going to be mandated by outside people to know what's best for kids. Anyway, hopefully, I don't know. I actually don't even know how to end this other than, yeah. Thank you.